What's up, everybody? It's Pikel with the Infinity Edge podcast. Saturday was nowhere near as interesting as Saturday. Or no, wait. Saturday was not as interesting as Friday. Is that what we're saying?
That's what you're trying to say,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, the underdog day. So before we get into the show and everything, remember, if you want to renew your subscription to the esportsdepartment.com, use the code IEDGE, IEDGE. Today it's just Ghost and I. Playing some music from the Creator Safe collection on Riot Games Music's YouTube channel. So if you like the inclusion of music, please let us know about that. If you were looking for some other types of music today, for example, me singing the first verse of the Baha Men classic, Who Let the Dogs Out, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. Good news, you will hear that song sung by me. Bad news, it will not be today. The plan now is to make a League of Legends specific what's it called? Cover of Who Let the Dogs Out. And I will post that before our next video. It'll be more similar to what I used to do with like the with Esports Center. So we'll probably get like a 5-minute video from that talking about the insane day that was Underdog Friday. But that's enough of that.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. If you watched the last video, we had the over-under of 3, and if it hit 3 exactly, I was going to have to be the one to do this, and thank you to FlyQuest and your world's winning academy team, apparently. 2-0 on the week so far. We'll see if they can end up 3-0 this week, but yeah.
Yeah, pretty insane. So, yesterday we had... Was that the last week of the split? No, I'm in the wrong season.
No,
I'm in the wrong season.
There's 3 more weeks to go.
Leaguepedia, funny website. Yeah, 3 more weeks. Like I said, the semifinals and finals are in New Jersey, so I'm going to that. That's gonna be cool. I've never been to a live league event. But yesterday, TSM beat Golden Guardians, Team Liquid beat Immortals, Evil Geniuses beat 100 Thieves, C9 beat Dig, and FlyQuest beat CLG. So let's turn our attention to today's games. Ghosts, right, I'll let you do your thing.
We can hop right into the first one. We have Team Liquid 10-7 for the summer versus Golden Guardians 6-11. As stated earlier, Team Liquid beat Immortals. TSM beat Golden Guardians in kind of a struggle game, but TSM pulled it together thanks to a 1v9 with good old Spica on Diana. So I'll just throw it to you, Michael, since you're the only one here right now. TL Golden Guardians, I assume it's TL all the way.
Yeah. So, do we know if Alfari's playing or if Jenkins is playing? Why did that switch again?
Ooh, I don't know. I thought once they picked one for Friday that they were going to stick with that, but it's been Alfari and Jenkins. So, I guess look out on Team Liquid's Twitter, but as of right now, we don't know.
Okay, so when I was watching the TSM Golden Guardians match, I liked Golden Guardians' draft, except for the Volibear, and I thought that they won the draft pretty hard. Then you had Licorice doing pretty well in the top lane matchup against Huni's Renekton. Huni ended up 0-6-9. What an insane scoreline. And this is actually exactly what we talked about from TSM. We'll get into it later during one of the TSM matches, but Golden Guardians, I think, is fine from a drafting perspective. So then it's like, how could they beat a team like Team Liquid? So yesterday, Team Liquid did opt into an early game team composition that had some late game outs. So you had the Kalista, you had Nocturne, which are more like early and mid game champions. Same thing with Galio, which is a really good Galio Camille combination, Galio Nocturne combination. So that's really what they were looking for. Camille can scale really hard into the late game, and Orianna like provides utility for the early and mid game, and then has one shot potential in the late game. So overall, I think it's a Team Liquid seems to always have some kind of late game security or insurance or whatever you want to call it in their drafts. So I do expect them to have something like that against Golden Guardians. The only thing that I'd be afraid of is, do they give away something like Akali again? Because I do think that a Blaze Olive has carry potential when on like a completely busted champion like that. So that's a little bit of a concern, but I can't pick Golden Guardians here. So yeah, I'm definitely on Team Liquid. Team Liquid is minus 385. I'm not betting $385 to win $100. So there's that.
You don't got that kind of scratch laying around for a best of one?
I do, but I don't want to do that.
Right.
Does not sound like a good time.
It's the same for me. Team Liquid's probably going to win this one. Golden Guardians hasn't looked amazing. They did get the win on 100 Thieves on Friday. But I feel like TL's the superior team here. Moving on to our second game for Sunday, we have FlyQuest 5-12 for the summer. Immortals 8-9. FlyQuest 2-0 on the week so far after making all these changes, putting a little bit of resurgence and life into them. And Immortals yesterday lost to Team Liquid, which was probably expected, but they are 0-2 on the week. So will FlyQuest end up 3-0 and Immortals 0-3 on the week? Pykel.
Possible. In this game, we have a lot of Australian players. The bot lane for Immortals is Australian. They have Dardoch now, so I have to remember that I like Dardoch and I like Immortals.
You like Immortals now. You stand Immortals.
Yes, I too am Immortal now. Yeah, so Triple has actually looked pretty good. It's funny, their academy team is actually relatively not old, but like older than you would expect. I do think that Triple, his scorelines have been really good, but I think a lot of what he's been able to take advantage of is the teams that he's playing against just playing poorly. Whenever you're up against a composition like what CLG had, they didn't really have a lot of things that worked really well together. Like Set, Olaf, Lissandra, Leona all theoretically could be getting into the backline, but you're not really doing that much damage. Like, how are you going to deal with a Gwen long term? How are you going to deal with Viego's late game damage? So I don't know, just a bad draft from CLG that helped FlyQuest win pretty easily. They had Gwen, they had Viego. LeBlanc's a pretty good champion. Jin's a bad champion, but did his job. Immortals, on the other hand, well, not on the other hand, but they also had Gwen, Viego, and Alistar. They went for Tristana and Ziggs in their loss against Team Liquid. I understand why people like Ziggs, and Ziggs is annoying to play against, but hitting skill shots is hard. And hitting skill shots consistently against pro players when there's a lot of champions with dashes and stuff like that is even more difficult. So I get, like, it's okay in the laning phase if you're continuously hitting bombs, but I don't know. I think it's a little overrated right now. And like even though Kalista has shorter range, you can survive that lane, and you can probably just try to all in the Ziggs, like, because the Ziggs lane should be just pushing naturally, so you have a lot of opportunities to kind of get forward, get in their face, and actually turn it into a bloody lane. And then once Ziggs gets behind, there's no way to get back in the game. So ultimately, I think Immortals getting Gwen and Viego, that's more of a Team Liquid problem than an Immortals like strength. Like, you can't force the enemy team to give you both of those champions. The draft is pretty good though from Immortals outside of the Ziggs, I think, because you do have mixed damage. You get Gwen, you get Tristana, who gives you some late game stuff. So overall, I think it's fine. Immortals against FlyQuest, Revenge and Kumo. I think Kumo is probably the better player. I did like Kumo a lot in some of the previous metas where they would be able to play Jace and stuff like that top lane. So they do play Gwen. I'm pretty sure they would be able to play Camille pretty well, play Jace, maybe play Viego. And then like the less mechanically intense champions easily would be able to play. Xerxes is probably the better jungler in this spot. I don't know about Triple versus Insanity. I wouldn't be surprised if Triple was better than Insanity, but I don't know a lot about Triple. We've seen him play Lucian and LeBlanc so far. Both games, they were really good at picking their spots and being able to collect a bunch of kills in these team fights. Not easy. Immortals is definitely the favorite. minus 179. So you don't really feel great about betting FlyQuest at plus 138. I think this is when I need to just trust Dardoch and just go with Immortals. I get why you'd want to play FlyQuest though. This does seem like a good spot. Immortals this week lost to Evil Geniuses
and Team
lost
Liquid.
to Team Liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like
sure,
I feel like they prepared for EG and TL, right? And this one just kind of seems like FlyQuest might come out and get the 3-0.
Yeah, I think that's why I would be on Immortals. I think that after the back-to-back losses against really good teams, probably gives us a lower opinion of Immortals than it should be. So I would say roll with Immortals. Dardoch gets his first win as an assistant coach. And that's that.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. I might actually play Immortals DFS and maybe bet FlyQuest. We'll see, I guess. Moving on to our third game for Sunday, we have 100 Thieves, who have had a disappointing week. Still 13-4 on the summer versus TSM at 12-5. This one's really interesting to me, just because 100 Thieves have been struggling. TSM lost to CLG, but came back against Golden Guardians on Saturday. It looks like TSM are trying to run this heavy skirmishing comp that's very low range, and I don't know if it's quite working out yet. We've seen PoE on Lee Sin twice now, and if Spica didn't hard carry with Diana yesterday, they probably could have lost to the Golden Guardians. Mm-hmm. But Michael, we'll get your thoughts on this one. 100 Thieves versus TSM. What are you doing with this matchup?
So while I give my thoughts on this, can you look up the first time they played so that we have that information? I'm pretty sure 100 Thieves won that, right? But so in this spot, I personally hate the drafts that TSM has been running out recently. Going for Renekton and Lee Sin, we talk about the flexible nature of those champions and how they can go into multiple roles. But if you're blind picking them, then the other team is going to just be able to push you around the map. So you're not going to have good lane matchups. You're going to have not bad lane matchups, or worst case scenario, you're going to get countered multiple times. Then also with Kai'Sa, I think Kai'Sa is a much weaker champion than she used to be. If you look at her this week, TSM lost with Kai'Sa, 100 Thieves lost with Kai'Sa. In matches that they should be like the favorites and just looking to win relatively easy. Who else lost with it? C9 won with it, and that was it. So I think naturally people are going to gravitate towards 100 Thieves, even though they have those two losses this week. I think that their drafting has been pretty good overall. Like, I like the fact that they're going for Diana Yasuo compositions. I like the fact that they play Karma Xin Zhao compositions, because this is going to force other teams to like pick which composition they want to get rid of and then leave the other one open. So you have to it's going to be pretty difficult to prepare against a team like 100 Thieves, I think.
Yeah, so going back to the first time these two met, 100 Thieves did win that game 17-3. It looked like it was a pretty big stomp ever since like the 12-minute mark, and they just scaled from there. They did have the Kai'Sa Akali Rumble, whereas Spica was still playing Udyr, went 0-5 on that one. So I doubt we'll see the Udyr again in this matchup, though.
Yeah. Do we know who has side selection here? I guess 100 Thieves will be blue side. So I think it's a pretty easy 100 Thieves spot. I would just play 100 Thieves and not really think about TSM. If TSM does win, it's going to be a good game for them, probably, because it's going to be a ton of different fights throughout the game that they need to win. So I could see why people will want to play TSM. Maybe that's an even better reason to not play TSM, because I don't think you're going to get enough of an ownership discount. So just roll 100 Thieves. Don't worry about TSM.
Rolling with 100 Thieves. I assume this is the matchup where the salaries are kind of close. Set up.
I'll take a look.
Nope, 100 Thieves are a bit more than TSM today, so maybe the salary puts people on TSM as well.
Yep.
Yeah, we might see TSM a little bit over-owned than 100 Thieves. But moving on to our fourth match of the day, we have Evil Geniuses 11-6, Cloud9 9-8 on the summer. Did not think we would be here. Michael, we'll start you off on this one. EG versus C9. What do you like in the spot?
So in the top lane, I think Fudge is better than Impact at this point. I know that Impact is a very good player overall. Pulled out the Ornn yesterday, but I prefer Fudge mostly because they're willing to play carry top laners in a lot of different spots. Blabber against Contract or Svenskeren. Blabber's the better player, so that's a good thing for them there. Perks is better than Jizuke. And then Sven and Vulcan are... That's probably, I guess, the question mark. I do think that Sven and Vulcan are better than Danny and Ignar, but Danny and Ignar have been playing really well. They've given Danny a lot more resources recently, picking better team compositions for Danny specifically. So we had Nocturne, Diana, Lee Sin, Samira, and Rel. So 4 of those champions have good synergy with Danny. And then we have... What was the other one they had? Then we had an Aphelios composition. So both of those were pretty good. What is up, Alan?
Yo,
The hef
there
himself.
was there was zero sleep happening in my house last night, so that's the excuse I've got.
So what? Auto kept everybody up.
Otto is rebelling against the Bassinet. It's the Great Bassinet Rebellion right now, so hopefully that solves itself soon.
Let's hope so. So we've gotten through most of these games, but we can run back through in a second if you want to give a couple of takes on each of the games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is a great C9 spot just from public perception being low on C9, maybe high on EG. EG is a good team for DFS purposes a lot of the time, so I think that people who've been winning money with EG will want to continue playing them. That would make me just want to play C9 more, so pretty easy C9 spot for me, I think. Not too worried about
EG this week. Yeah, EG and their wins have had 20 kills and 19. It's going to be interesting to see if they do try to ban out Danny. He's played the Aphelios and Samira so far this week. But Alan, we'll throw it over to you since you're wide awake and ready to give us some League of Legends DFS analysis. EG versus C9, who do you like here?
Once again, I think I like C9 as well. The C9 spot didn't totally work out yesterday. And so I think that perception is going to be very, very low, as Michael said, and I think that coming up against Evil Geniuses, who have actually started to be less Evil Genius-like, like they don't really seem to drop the odd game anymore. They're kind of on a nice win streak now, and they just beat 100 Thieves. I think the perception is going to be really high of them, so I would rather play C9. I think if you try to play both sides here, you're probably going to end up with not enough of either team to have a real winning shot. So I would just go full C9.
All right, we'll move on to our last game of the slate, and then we can circle back for you on the first 3 that we were on. Dignitas 6-11, CLG 5-12. Alan, we can start with you on this one. Dignitas and CLG, what do you like here?
This is a really, really fun game here. I think it's another spot where I would go with CLG. I think that Dignitas is just pretty bad at this point, but I guess CLG is too. So that game that they lost yesterday, CLG to FlyQuest, was a pretty depressing one for us, I thought. It kind of seemed like they should pretty easily run away with that game, but it did not happen that way. But I think that they're still a better team than FlyQuest, or than Dignitas. There you go. There's the first no sleep.
But are they better than FlyQuest?
Apparently.
When you
Apparently
draft
not.
5 champions that do absolutely no damage.
Yeah, that's not ideal, I suppose. Let me see. What did they draft in that game
Set,
yesterday against
Olaf,
FlyQuest?
Lissandra,
Oh,
and then with
yeah.
Varys and Leona. So
Oh yeah, but then they played against the Jin again, and I was like, Lissandra's just gonna, kill the Jin every time, and then anyway, it didn't happen. But hopefully that they've learned their lesson that they should put at least one damage dealing champion into that composition, and at that point, I think they're a much more talented team than Dignitas, and once again, I think it's going to be a spot where there's just not enough ownership on them, because it's a bad game, and they have been bad so far. So I think that like getting a lot of CLG makes a lot of sense.
All right, Michael, we'll throw it over to you. Dignitas versus CLG. I already know what you're gonna say. Fuck Dignitas. CLG wins Worlds. So let us have it.
yes. So first of all, the assistant coach for Immortals was disrespected by Dignitas, so we can't like even pretend like we want Dignitas to win a game. Looking at their draft yesterday, they fell into the Renekton Lee Sin trap. They did play Xayah. I think Xayah makes a lot of sense in this meta. The thing is that Xayah is a better AD carry to pick second rotation. I don't know when they picked the Xayah, like if it was a response to the other team or if it was just like the champion they blinded in first rotation. But the beauty of Xayah is that you can often get away from like the hardcore engage. So if there were I get it does help against Nara, it does help against Diana, it does help against Leona, but you have such a short range team composition with Renekton, Rumble, Lee Sin that I'm not sure how Xayah is supposed to be able to maneuver in team fights easily. Like Xayah's probably better in the metas where you have like tankier, slower champions that you can kind of kite backwards and then also try to break the team fight in half and have like a skirmish on a different part of the map. Well, not a different part of the map, but like a separate chunk of the team fight where Xayah is basically dueling somebody while kiting backwards. That's really what you want. So I think we will see more Xayah as time goes on. It's just I don't think it's not really a champ you can pick with every team composition because it does require to scale a decent amount to get a lot of damage out there. CLG is a little disappointing with the draft that they had yesterday, but I don't expect them to do something as bad as that again. It's funny how teams do that to themselves, like just draft no damage. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense how that could happen, like when you're preparing for this stuff. And I mean, I do understand why it happens, because like when I've coached teams before, it's like you want to pick comfort champions that are blind pickable, that you're not going to instantly lose the lane or open yourself to some gigantic counter pick, and then also contest what the enemy team is doing or pick away champions that the enemy team is good at. But damage is not a difficult thing to get into your team compositions right now, because you can play damage, like actual damage heavy champions in 4 out of the 5 roles. So just kind of bizarre. I don't think they'd make that same mistake again. So for that reason, plus the fact that I hate Dignitas, I'll be going with Counter Logic Gaming on this one.
Well, hopefully they aren't truly counter logic today. We can circle back to the first games for you, Alan, here. Just give us your thoughts on them. Team Liquid versus Golden Guardians.
Nobody. Don't play anyone from this game. Team Liquid wins, but don't. It's no good for DFS.
Alright, we got FlyQuest and Immortals.
I think it's probably it's I want to say it's FlyQuest, but the problem with that is that FlyQuest has won 2 in a row, and so I think that there's probably a strong enough sense that it's FlyQuest out there that I think it's possible to maybe play both sides here. I would think about it a little more. Like what do you think Immortals would end up on the slate here? Probably like 6-7%.
No, I think a little higher. A little
You think
higher.
higher than that? Because they're playing against FlyQuest, who are a good
Yeah.
DFS opponent. Yeah, I could see that. Okay. Um, and then FlyQuest probably right around the same.
I think FlyQuest will be more popular than Immortals.
Ooh. Okay. So that is kind of
Tomo
interesting.
Tomo was the highest drafted player yesterday. Tomo or Triple. One of them was
Really?
literally first in
Oh my.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, then in that case, then yes, FlyQuest is going to be very highly drafted. So I would like Immortals a lot more in
Yeah.
this spot then, because it's not like FlyQuest is instantly a better team than Immortals now. They may be on par with Immortals now, and I think that's probably the case. But when you could get a 50-50 matchup with half ownership on one team and a ton of ownership on the other team, just take the team that has the less ownership. So then I think I would go with Immortals on that one. Thanks for talking that out with me. And then the last one.
The last one we have 100 Thieves, 13-4, TSM 12-5 on the summer. This is the battle for first place though, when you're combining spring and summer. So, who takes first still position of first place there, Alan?
I think it's a great game. I think it'll be a fun one to watch. I think it's probably going to be a bad DFS game. Uh, in my opinion, usually especially in North America, when the two good teams play each other, and TSM's involved, it's usually a low kill environment. TSM seems to like to play slower games. I don't have any stats to back that up, but I definitely feel that way. We could probably do a quick search to see what TSM has done against good teams in the past. But to me, this feels like a game where there's a lot of ownership, and it doesn't quite live up to it. What is the salary like? Is 100 Thieves like second most expensive?
Yeah,
They
100 Thieves
are
are more expensive than TSM.
yeah. But they're
Yeah.
they're like fourth or fifth in a lot of spots.
Yeah, they're fourth in the team slot. Yeah.
Okay, so so then I think that this is going to be like a very, very chalky game, and probably people play either side. They pick whoever they like. But so like when TSM played Team Liquid, it was 7-5. That's that's not really the ideal DFS game. So I think I would probably just try and limit exposure to this one.
All right. So from your sounding, it looks like you're fading that TL Golden Guardians and very low on the 100 Thieves TSM match.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
All right. Well, is there anything else you guys would like to get off your chest about this slate, the weekend? Anything League of Legends related?
I don't think so. I believe I have I owe something here. Is that correct?
I
Wait,
mean, if you
wait.
want
Don't say
to-
anything. Don't say anything. What are you talking about?
Was I the loser of the Who Let the Dogs Out?
See, that's what was
believe so.
that was the confusing part to me. Was I thought that I was saying there. Wait, yeah, I feel like we confused the entire thing. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be rooting for 1 and 2 or 4 and 5.
I think you were supposed to be rooting for 1 and 2, but did you already sing?
Oh, so you think I'm the one who's supposed to sing? Yes. So I am the one who's supposed to sing. Never mind. So what we decided is that I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to make a separate video with a full-length "Who Let the Dogs Out" cover
Yeah.
before Thursday or on Thursday, and then we will all enjoy that.
That sounds incredible. I can't wait. Can we draft can we draft a team here so I can
Oh, you want to sweat
sleep
something out today?
deprived sweat something? Yeah.
So Ghost, who is your favorite team today?
Well, I mean, I think we just had to play CLG again.
Oh God.
I think we just had to play CLG Immortals.
And I kind of like that.
Now you know. Now you know why I lose so much money on DraftKings.
As long as we're playing if we're gonna throw it in the big GPP, I like CLG Immortals personally.
We are not playing CLG.
Oh, but I thought Dignitas was so bad because of what they did to Dardoch.
I think CLG will win. I think CLG will win.
You there.
I prefer C9.
Wait, what about C9 Immortals? Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
Can get into that too.
C9 Immortals, I can hang with that. I'm always down for C9 to let me down.
You do love a good C9 disappointment, don't you?
Oh yeah.
So what are we thinking? Who's the primary stack there?
I am not drafting perks, so I am locking in Insanity. And the rest, you guys can go from there.
Evil. Alright. I think we should primary stack Immortals.
Yep. So it's looking like... It kind of looks like we need to do a 3-3-1. So...
3-3-1.
C9 is more expensive than Immortals almost everywhere.
You can get 80 carry captain with 4 Immortals.
Okay, so let's try that. Raise.
That seems good.
It's like the most simplest cookie cutter.
Oh yeah, I
throw out build out there.
I see it. Do we want to do that though? Is that what we want?
I mean, perk isn't in the lineup, so yeah.
Wait, let me see here.
Until Perks takes off the hat and shaves his head, I don't want anything of it.
All right, so I have the lineup that you're talking about, but do we want C9 team slot or do we want 100 Thieves team slot? If we're gonna run something this generic, I think I'd rather have a 4-2-1.
I don't feel very good about 100 Thieves team slot.
All right,
personally.
Then I'm clicking enter, and this is what we're dealing with then. If we lose, if we lose because of that, then you're gonna be the one that we can blame.
We can't get to TL team slot either.
No, yeah, it's just the only option we have is going down 200 to 100 Thieves. I mean, I agree. I kind of think that 100 Thieves is at a better spot for the team slot than C9 a little bit, and it makes the lineup different. But
yeah, I can see it. I guess we don't have to rely on C9 beating EG.
I don't know. It's. I mean, it's not an easy decision. It's very close.
Unless, like, do you feel that much better about 100 Thieves beating TSM than you do C9 CLG? Or Evil Genius?
I think specifically the way that you would need to win a game for the team slot to be relevant, I think that I'd rather have 100 Thieves.
Okay. I'm good with that then.
Yeah,
now,
I could see.
Now
I
we
can
can
see
blame
both.
me.
I mean, yeah. I think the reason to switch to 100 Thieves is the lineup that you guys are talking about. Like, it's probably gonna. There's probably like 3 others of the same lineup that's in the contest. I would guess at least.
But legally, you know, we can't tell you to put C9 or 100 Thieves team in there. So.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's a thing anymore.
Just put CLG team slot in there.
All right. So what I did is instantly went.
I don't know if it is either. Is that like a meme in the DFS
mode.
community?
Probably.
Well,
it's
don't matter.
I mean, like, what would it matter for us? Like, if they aren't cracking down on like NFL guys doing it, they're probably not gonna come after us
in the League of Legends streets. All right, well that's about it.
With our luck, this would be the one thing they do. You know,
So did you
in the DFS
you
communities.
you legitimately entered it? Can I search your name
Yes.
and
I have 3
find you?
entries. I have
Okay.
3 entries
I'm
in
gonna
there right
enter
now.
it as well, so we dupe each other and we just win all the money.
There you go. I like that.
It'll be my only league lineup.
As
My
long as
whole life.
as long as I get 50% of both, I'm
Michael and I
good.
will be taking home $2,500 today.
All right.
All right.
Nice.
Well, if you guys made it this far, I want to thank everyone for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe to the Esports Department YouTube channel and like this video. Also want to thank Michael and Alan for joining me this morning, even though it was probably a struggle for Alan to get to his computer. You can find Michael at League of Items and Alan at his new Twitter hashtag that I have not written down, so go ahead and give him that one.
Heffel duh with 2 A's at the end.
Gotcha. And then also, don't forget that if you're re-upping your subscription to the Esports Department, use the code IEDGE. It helps support this show, and you get a little discount yourself. So, for that, let's go make some money today, and good luck on the slate.
Let's go Dardoch.
Oh boy.
Coach Dardoch
Dardoch,
winning us all the money.
coach.